Rolling in the Mist is a series with fantasy violence, mentions of gore, and worst of all, cussing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of Rolling in the Mist, Session 8. I am your Master of Ceremonies, Kevin Carpenter, and joining me today are...
Bravo as Leo.
And...
Pablo Milla as Eugene Fritz.
Very nice. Once again this week, Jason Peguero will not be joining us as he is pursuing his own career, doing his own Hollywood stuff, and just generally just not being here. Jason, we miss you. Come back.
Where he said,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's fine. We have Pablo as new Jason. Anyway.
Version 2.0, much better
Jason
graphics.
2.0.
So, we have our... we still have a duo, I guess.
Yes.
Because in our
Indeed.
Because in our last session, as Arthur Strange was brought back to the precinct in order to do a photo op with the mayor and actually clean off his desk, which was covered in files and alcohol balls and all that good stuff, Leo was forced to go it alone as he went to Big Mike's mechanic shop, their next lead in the Red Rider case. However, Leo was being tailed by a new character in this mysterious tale, a white-collar worker named Eugene Fritz. Eugene seems like a very shy character, but seemed to hold some mysterious supernatural strength, as he had his own encounter with the Red Rider.
I just figured.
Add that to our sound library.
Yeah, just
That's an official sound effect. You can find out.
yeah, that was post. That was in. Did you like the post?
That was pretty good, I'll be honest.
It's a good movie. I thought Mark Ruffalo was. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, Eugene had a incredibly intense fight with the Red Rider over the tapestry of the Minotaur's Labyrinth that he had just bought from an antique shop. But despite his struggles, the Red Rider took the tube at the last moment and drove off.
Well, that sounds familiar.
It's almost like this character is meant to steal things from people.
And we have no power whatsoever to stop it.
What if it's for like an orphanage? Don't be a dick.
There was a whole sequence where Eugene was fighting the Red Rider.
Is it the Red Rider? Or
Huh?
is it the Red Robin Hood?
Yum. So,
Enough for the prologue, no?
Yes.
afterward, Eugene found out that Arthur Strange was also investigating the Red Rider and decided to tail him. Little did he know that he was only tailing Leo, who was the only one driving the Charger. And Leo unknowingly led Eugene to Big Mike's shop, where Leo tried to light a dumpster on fire as a distraction and managed to blow a dumpster up instead. Big Mike didn't take to that very kindly and rushed out of the shop. But right before the two would have their own epic encounter, Eugene decided to tear off one of the bulletproof plates off the Charger.
You could have thrown anything else, anything.
I didn't see anything.
He said there was like a dumpster near you.
No, there's a dumpster near you, and you light it on fire.
There was a dumpster near you and a bunch of other stuff.
He didn't tell me that.
There is a car. There is a dumpster. There is your car.
Yes.
I did say there was another dumpster.
Oh, I wasn't listening. I was thinking about something else.
You threw the plating like a frisbee and knocked out Big Mike. Then you appeared next to Big Mike's body, saw that he was unconscious, and looked up and saw Leo and introduced yourself. Now,
That was not me.
Now, we come back to the present scene where Leo and Eugene, you stand on the side of Big Mike's shop, a flaming dumpster fire between you as a trail of fire also leads to Leo's feet. Leo, your clothes are covered in bouts of flame, but your skin is flawless, as the flame does not seem to hurt you at all. And you see Eugene standing there, who has just knocked out this mechanic. What do you do?
I tell him quickly, oh, sorry, the trick is moisturizing.
That's actually exactly what was on my mind as I was wondering, what does he use? Of course, I use nothing, so maybe I could start somewhere.
I say, look, this may not be the situation, but I know a great dermatologist that could help you with that problem.
Can we stay on task, please, Dr.
I don't think I ever introduced myself as a doctor. How do you know that? Are you following me?
Oh, well.
I'm going to be completely honest. I always imagine you wearing the doctor's coat.
Always in the lab coat.
Like,
You I'm very perceptive, Dr. Leo Castello. Or perhaps you'd prefer a more culturally sensitive Castillo. Perhaps one more sensitive to your upbringing by...
And as he's saying this, I look over to nothing, kind of like from The Office, like, this guy. And I look right back at him.
Something your mother used to call you, perhaps. Leolito. Of course, I only remember this because of your case files from known associates of Detective Arthur Strange. I don't come unprepared with my mind. I come fully equipped with my research and background checks. I'm not some sort of unequipped little weakling. Please don't hurt me. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be off task.
As he's saying that, my arm is my in the palm of my hand is just like you see fire sparking. I'm like, no, please continue.
Listen. I don't mean to. I know I'm not very well versed in social interactions or professional interactions for that matter, but I know for a fact we have the same target, Dr. Dr. Castello.
I just take it all in for a second. I'm like, I see that he's a bit of a jumpy guy, but I don't know. I feel like, well, I take a look at the just Big Mike on the floor. Is he like groggy or is he conscious? What is he?
He looks groggy. He's like mumbling and his like eyes are flickering a bit.
I said, he's like, well, was this you? Did you do this?
I'm afraid so. Yes.
And I said, well, don't, because you saved my life, and I thank you for that, stranger. What's your name, by the way?
Yes, Eugene Fritz. Eugene Fritz is my name. I am an IT professional for the precinct. This is how I work and am vaguely associated with your associate and mine, Detective Strange.
And as he's saying, like he's giving an explanation, I walk over down to Big Mike, I kneel down, and I said, he's like, wow, you really do seem like a really clean up guy. And I put my hand on top of Big Mike's face, and I tried to put him in a coma using disease affliction at the same time healing factor. So in other words, shocking his brain cells, kind of deteriorating them and reviving them, causing an internal metabolic shock.
May I intervene?
No, I'm gonna have to have him roll on that.
Okay, but well, all right, let him roll.
Just give me a sec.
But it's part of my character, though.
But just give me a sec. Well, he doesn't know that I'm doing that.
Yeah, okay, so your character just sees him, like, put his hand on his
smacking,
face.
I just did it for dramatic effect. I just put my hand lightly over his face.
Okay.
But the other two power tags that I use, we all know my luck in this company. I use Advanced Medical Doctorate and Veteran Doctor's Calm.
Okay.
So I know exactly which cells to hit at the same time keeping a steady hand while afflicting this disease. So that's going to be a +4.
Okay.
I'm going to use you. You have nothing worth.
Don't curse my dice with your bad luck.
You and my dice?
No, I mean the dice I'm using. See what you do? You see what you do? Now I can't use those.
It's a 7.
It's not a 7. This bitch, it's a 1 and a 2.
3 + 4 is 7.
Yeah.
Wait,
math,
you get the +4 because
Yeah,
of all the
I
tags?
used 4 power tags.
I wasn't listening. I was thinking about something else.
Listen, Eugene.
That's not what I said.
Okay,
Oh God,
so that's going to be a change
to
to game. You're wanting to give him a status.
Yes.
So, yeah, you have...
Didn't I tell you before we started the show? Didn't I tell you that everything I touch dies or becomes worse?
Is that a pun?
No. That's
Everything you touch.
Yeah.
Dice.
I did not see that. Well done. Well done.
Just don't touch them. All right, what happens?
So, yeah, change the game. You have 4 juice, and you're using it all to pretty much put this guy into a coma. So I'm going to give him the status Coma 4. And it's just like, you touch his face. He like, his body twitches a bit, and then just goes... And then you just raise your hand. And the guy is just out.
What did you do?
I said, not to worry, I'm a doctor. I said, I just made sure that Big Mike wasn't going to be interfering with anything we were doing today. He'll be fine. Don't worry.
Well, I don't mean to criticize, but if I may, I intended only to hit him in the legs to incapacitate him momentarily. He might be of useful information to our cause.
And I immediately said, and what I did was I finished the job incapacitating him.
I suppose, but, well, consciousness might have been proven to our favor if we might have only... Never mind. What do we do next? Shall we check the shop?
I said, well, when I was there investigating it, I heard other people. Yes?
No, you just heard one voice.
Retract that. He's like, well, we're going to find out to see if there's anybody there. But, and I turn around to see the utter fuckfest of a fire that I caused. Yeah, let's not worry about that.
With a little running trail.
Yeah, with a little running trail, and I'm just like, Well, thank God the fire department doesn't come here, so.
Then I suppose we have some time to chat, Dr. Castello. Before we proceed, I do need to be sure. I need more information before we proceed. I don't normally work with people so directly. What do you know of the Red Rider?
I kind of give him a look, like, I know you already introduced yourself. Can I see your badge?
Why, certainly. I produce my ID for him.
Yeah, you see his ID and it all checks out. It's Eugene Fritz. What age are you?
32.
Blood donor?
Yeah, well...
Or organ donor, I guess, would be on your license.
Of course, it's only right.
Okay.
And I just give him like a nice smile. Like, he's a good guy. Little off, but good guy.
Man.
And I give it back to him.
Thank you.
I said, well, and I kind of like scan the area. Do we hear anybody else?
I mean, you hear like sirens off in like the distance, but like the far distance. You kind of get a sense that like the warehouse district, if stuff goes down, the cops kind of take their time getting here. But you are hearing like there was an explosive like boom, so you are hearing like sirens. But...
I said, well, Fritz, may I call you that?
I suppose Eugene or Mr. Fritz or yes, I suppose that would be acceptable.
All right. You know, I'll stick with Eugene. You've earned that. All right, Eugene. I'll gladly fill you in, but given that, well, the sirens are not that far off in a sense, but let's be honest, it's the industrial district. They'll take their time. Let's snoop around, see what we can get, and I'll fill you in. And I carefully kind of go around the corner and check to see inside the because he came in through what the human door.
The human door, yeah.
I opened the. Is it openable?
Yeah.
Openable.
Yeah.
Is it openable?
Is
it open?
He kicked it open.
Okay. And I peek my head in very cautiously to see if anybody's in there, or if I can feel anyone inside the garage.
Yeah. Yeah. You look in and you see like in this office area that there's no one else in there. This is sort of like the small office area you'd go in to like pick up your keys or like place an order or something like that. And then there's like the desk and like some files and like a ratty couch.
The waiting room, in other words.
Yeah, exactly. And then there's a door that leads into the rest of the garage. You can't really see much though, just because like everything's pitch black. All you can see is from like the moonlight that's streaming in through the door that you're seeing.
So the glow from the fire.
Yeah, that too.
So I walk in, but still very cautiously to kind of peek around. I see nobody. And I kind of look at him. You're gonna follow him?
Yes.
Yes. He's like
behind you.
And so I kind of, is it a counter? Is there like a little doorway to go through to the back of behind the counter?
Yeah.
So I kind of like, I guess, open the door to get behind the counter. And I start telling Eugene, I said, well, Eugene, the last report that we were able to find that Detective Strange given me is that the Rider seems to be targeting very unusual places. And I'm again, as I'm talking, I'm searching through it. Am I finding anything?
Roll investigate. What tags are you using?
Ooh, I'm gonna use Veteran Doctor's Calm again.
Go for it.
Just gonna get these.
What?
It's got a 5.
Yeah. So yeah, you're looking through the counter, but you're not really seeing anything. It looks like this guy moved to less of paper files and more to digital files. But because you knocked out power to the whole district, you can't access the computer.
Is it is it the computer that's in his office or the computer that's on the outside in the waiting room?
Like computer like in the waiting room like office area.
I said, well, can't do anything with this. Well, Eugene, but yes, the Red Rider has been known to be targeting just random moments of theft. I take a pause and I'm like, should I tell him what he stole from us? But I'm like, not yet. He's been known, and I take out because I think, did Strange ever give me a copy of the files, or like just did I write them down? I don't remember.
I don't. Yeah, I think Strange took the files back, especially since he caught you stealing them.
No, but he did come back and tell me about it.
Yeah, he told you about it, but you don't have like a copy of the files.
Is because it's an auto mechanic shop. Is there like a map of the city? Because usually at auto mechanic shops, the tow trucks bring the things there, and they usually help identify which locations. Like, oh, it's on 35th and 5th Street, following this, blah 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 blah. I know this because I've seen those maps at auto body shops I've worked at.
Yeah, there's a map of the city.
And so I'm just like, oh, perfect. And I mark the areas from memory that Dr. Strange showed me where the thefts occurred.
Excuse me, who? You said Dr. Strange.
You know what? Why you always gotta do that shit?
That's a completely different copyrighted character.
Sorry, Marvel, please don't sue us. We have nothing.
Disney, please don't sue us.
Yeah,
we know you own everything.
It's
but
like Detective Strange, and I just circle the areas like here, 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 and here. And he's like, and this is what was the known theft areas, and we're trying to find a pattern for it.
Did you use a marker for that to mark the map?
I just used like a pen that was on the table.
I take the pen from him.
Okay.
And here. And I circle where my scroll.
Oh, in the old quarter?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The old quarter.
And I look at him like, I didn't see that in the information file. How do you know that?
Because, Dr. Castello, that's where I encountered this Red Rider. That's where he stole, I suppose, what you would call strange, when one might call priceless artifact from me.
I kind of I take it in like an artifact.
Yes. I was perusing the old district's antique shop, looking for a very particular item, which I found at last. And when I took it, happily strapped to my back, secure with me, or so I thought, I heard in the empty street a motorcycle. And it grew louder and louder until before I knew it, it was snatched from behind me.
Was it a long stretch, almost unthinkably long arm?
Incredibly, unnaturally, grotesquely long arm.
Did it go something like...
I was more of a... But yes. Yes.
I know the sound. I know it very, very intimately.
As do I. Why are you laughing, Doctor?
Why are you laughing?
I'm not laughing. I am incredulous. I'm not good at picking up social cues. I suppose I thought I'd smile because you were smiling, and this is no laughing matter, Dr. Castello.
Easy. I'm not laughing at your misfortune. I'm just laughing at just how ridiculous this ability or power that this Red Rider has to just snatch things without really being given a chance to do anything at the end. As I stare off into nothing with the very look of incredulousness.
Hey, bud. It's not my fault your fireball missed.
Yeah, that incredulousness looked like a lot of spite towards the MC for your own shit.
He knows what. No.
It was at that point a lightning bolt struck across the sky, went straight through the doorway.
Did like a magic bullet L shape.
Speaking of light, is it still really dark in here? We're still
it's still super dark.
But there's still glow coming in from the fire and from the...
Yeah, but I mean, at this point, since the fire is around the corner and you guys are in this room, it's like there's a little bit of light, but... Yeah.
As I'm telling this, and I'm like, all right, so it seems that this Red Rider has stolen something very precious of yours. Same for me and Detective Strange.
You were at one of these sightings?
Yes. It was a bit of a midnight rendezvous with a very sensitive person. And it did not end that well for us, but sure enough, this Red Rider did the exact same thing. Showed up out of nowhere and took something very precious and very dangerous from both the detective and myself.
Do we suppose there might be some sort of pattern in the item stolen? What was it he took from you, or it?
Well, it was very much like yourself, an artifact. But this sort of very dangerous object had caused a lot of trouble. I don't know if you've kept up to date with the news about a situation that happened at the hospital recently. Recently?
Yeah, I mean, it was about, at this point...
Semi-recently.
4 to 5 days ago.
Semi-recently.
Do I know about this?
I mean, the news barely covered it. It was like the news headlines was basically like patient goes wild in hospital. but it wasn't even like a front page thing. It was just like a thing that popped up.
It was
in like
buried under the
yeah,
fluff.
it was buried under the fluff.
Do I need to use my... Never mind.
I mean, for you, if you'd heard of it,
I mean, I'm up to date on all things of the news.
yeah, I mean,
keep myself well informed.
That would think weird.
Yeah, since you're and also
it.
since you're like the IT like professional over at the precinct, like you probably heard that like, oh, Detective Strange was in another weird case. Like you heard like a
police report had to be filed.
a police report was filed and all that, but it was pretty much patient goes wild in hospital, and also like, did you say Skid's name?
Yeah.
So you also heard that you saw that file, basically like he had was robbing from graves in the morgue, and then was vandalizing a graveyard before Strange brought him in.
But to continue on that point,
What was the nature of this artifact that the Red Rider took from you?
well, the individual was named Skid
Malcolm.
This
Horrid
young
name.
man apparently was able to, and he kind of turns away, kind of like, I can't believe I'm going to say this, was able to raise the dead of sorts, where we were able to apprehend him. Luckily, I was able to resuscitate him after Detective Strange shot him. But that book contained such incredible power, but very dangerous, that we wanted to keep it safe. But sure enough, at the moment of our victory, this Red Rider appeared out of nowhere and yanked the book from Detective Strange's hand. And so right now, and I kind of look around, given why a doctor like myself would be here, this was the next big lead as to the Red Rider's whereabouts. And as I'm doing this, is the main office anywhere near the front desk?
I mean, with this kind of place, it's like this, front desk is the main office.
Oh, it is the main office. So
Yeah.
that's...
I mean, with like most mechanics, there's not really like a closed off office. It's more like they kind of just do all their paperwork, in the waiting room.
There's like a desk in the shop there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There's like a desk in the shop. This is like the waiting room office kind of place. I mean, this isn't the kind of shop where a lot of people wait to get their tires changed, if you catch my meaning.
Okay. So if that's true then, well, that is true. What kind of computer does he have? Is it like a laptop? Is it like a desktop?
No, it's a desktop computer.
So what I do is as I'm talking, I disconnect the desktop, I open it up, and I take out the hard drive.
What are you doing?
And I said, well, Eugene, given that the power is out, if this hard drive contained any sort of information as to anything of hidden records, or perhaps and I can take a look around. This guy doesn't seem like he does most honest work. So this could have perhaps some records of bike works done. Might lead us into the next case. And I said, because, well, let's be honest, I kind of put the man out cold. And yes, you were right. We could have gotten some information from him, but let's be honest. He would have beaten us, but he would have died before he would have given anything to us.
Well, Dr. Castello, if I may, time is of the essence. May I see the hard drive?
And I hand it to him.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Castello, I believe I saw you tampering with the fuse box outside. Assumingly, that is the cause of the power outage, yes?
That is correct.
Well, I suppose a shop like this, or a warehouse of this magnitude, would have a backup generator, yes?
I mean, there's no lights, so apparently whatever happened...
I gotta take a look around. I said, I don't think so, Eugene, or else it would have come online by now.
I suppose. But if we can get power restored back to simply this computer, I can get us the information we need from this hard drive. No need to delay any further. It's only logical.
All right. Well, fine. I'll give it a shot. And I walk over to the power, to the fuse box, and try to realign the circuitry to allow power of any kind. Actually, no. Let's change it up a notch. I still go over to the power box, and I taking out my electronic repair kit with the soldering iron, or the soldering gun, to try to realign the circuitry to allow power to be fused into it. But obviously, since no power is coming in, since the power grid is down, I'm gonna use weather manipulation and try to create a lightning bolt.
Okay, so you're gonna try what I was joking about earlier and shoot a lightning bolt through the doorway.
There are no jokes in this
fuse
game,
box.
MC. There are no jokes in this game.
This isn't going to end well.
Okay, all right. What's your tags?
I hear him. Do I hear him say that?
Yeah.
I said, "Well, Eugene, sometimes in life, you gotta take a risk."
Roll to take a risk. What's your power tags?
I'm gonna use weather manipulation and gale force.
Okay.
8.
This is such an interesting thing, but all right. Eugene, as you're standing by the door, you suddenly feel like wind starts cycloning into this office, and all of a sudden,
Well, it's not in the office. It's outside in the junction box.
oh, you were outside.
I'm
the
outside.
junction
What the
went
fuck you mean?
outside.
box. Oh, I
You
thought
went
you were. I thought you were
No.
in the main office.
You went outside of the fuse
Yeah.
box.
Okay, sure. So, sorry, we're rolling back that scene. Leo, as you stand outside the junction box, dark clouds begin forming over you in this night. And for once, just this once, you hope your powers actually do what you want them to do.
I'm a boss. I'm a boss. I'm a boss. I'm a boss.
And sure enough, you hear, shh, and lightning strikes down into the power box. And sparks just fly everywhere, as it's not a very controlled lightning bolt. But sure enough, as the power flies into this box, lights all around you start perking up. But with the, let's see,
Here we go.
on a 7-9, things get messy.
Just do it.
Again, you did this.
Hey, you wanted that power online.
I wish I had the. Just go ahead and tell them what happens.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that like as the lightning bolt hits the power, like sparks and more electricity flies towards you, and you like hold
Yeah.
your arms up, but the sparks hit you. Take shock 2,
Shock 2.
so that's gonna be under your concussive force 3. So basically, if you take one more tier 1 status, you're gonna be at a tier 4.
Sounds about right.
Yep. But power has been restored to the district.
Eugene, the power's online. Very good work, Dr. Castello.
And I just kind of like, just for a quick moment, just put my head back down. Like, one day I'll get better at this.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for any file. We're looking for any files relating to the Red Rider.
All right, so the lights turn back on in the office as you put the hard drive back into the computer and start hacking into his stuff. Roll investigate.
Investigate with my computer expertise power tag, as well as Master of Logistics. I'm going to say it would make sense to know where this file would live. I think that's really all I can use. One of my themes is like Logos themes is technology expert, and under that is just computer expertise, Master of Logistics, and
I do have a hack tool, like computer interface hack tool.
Yeah, but did you hand it to him before you left?
No, I'm waiting to see how this roll comes out better for him than it will for me.
Indeed. I have a +2 for investigate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. That is a 11.
I'm so sorry, Bravo. I'm so sorry.
I'm not, as he cracks his fingers.
Do you like dramatically crack your fingers before like wiggling them and then
Let's get started.
Let's do this, baby. He only says to himself. He would never say that around people.
He treats computers like they're like women. It's like, I'm gonna treat you well.
So that's
clickety
2
click.
tags. So you have 2 clues. Ask me 2 questions.
This is some bullshit.
Listen, man, you partially succeeded
As
with
you
the
too.
lightning bolt through the power. You got a hit.
All right, I have 2. I guess I have 2 questions. What files do I find pertaining to my search of the all files, the mainframe, the documents, everything in the computer pertaining to the Red Rider?
Okay. So, as you're searching through the files, it doesn't look like there's any like, official invoices from like someone calling themselves the Red Rider or something like that. It doesn't look like there's a whole lot of official invoices in here. There's some, but it looks like there's a Excel sheet, or not Excel. There's like a spreadsheet program with like unofficial invoices and all of that. And as you're searching through, you do find one marked for someone just named Red. And as you're searching through, you see that the most recent one was today. And in fact, the job that's listed on the invoice is not marked complete.
As he's searching that, I come in through the door, kind of like that cartoonish vapor when somebody got shot by lightning, and I'm just like, did you find anything?
Yes, there appears to be one file here, marked for a client, an invoice simply by the name Red. Could be our man. But it seems that the job was incomplete, but it was marked today. That could mean one of two things, according to my logistics. It could mean that the client has taken the vehicle out sooner than expected.
And as he's doing that, I go over to the door that I'm guessing it's leading to the shop and just go.
You just knock down the door to the shop?
Well, I don't knock it down. I try to knock it down by hitting
Like the door in the back of the shop?
No, the door that leads into the shop.
You kick open the door.
To come in?
Yeah, you kick open the door.
Come into not the shop of the waiting room, the actual mechanic shop.
Like, so there's a wall with a door and you're going into the shop.
Yes.
Okay, so that startles me.
You still have one more question, right?
Yeah, so you kick open the door and you see the greater like mechanic shop. You see a couple of cars in there. They're on racks, chassis, lifts. That's it.
And since he interrupted, go ahead.
Yeah, well, we'll get back to you in a second.
Yeah.
So you kick open the door and you see the greater garage area. You see cars that are on lifts. You see toolboxes and shelves here and there, and directly in the middle of the shop. Since you can now see, because the lights are on, you see a custom red motorcycle.
Or the vehicle is still here. Very good. Let's see what else we have here. And my second question from what I find in the computer, is what do I find pertaining to Big Mike?
Okay. You look through Big Mike's personal files. You see that Big Mike is originally from Ireland. He had... let's see, what would you find in like a mechanic's computer? I mean, you see like his employee file. You see that he like owns the shop. You find some pictures of like his family. You find some like old pictures, and it looks like he actually had like quite a bit of money like beforehand. And then you also see some pictures of him gambling, so you can kind of see how he came to here.
The whole story of his life is just in this.
Well, he's got a couple of pictures on there.
Yeah, no, he'd have
Remember,
some pictures
kids,
of family.
don't put your whole life on the internet or in a computer.
Put it in a casino instead.
That's
well,
right.
really, it's just a couple pictures that he seems to be proud of, and one is like him in a Vegas casino. He's like 4'7", wearing a tuxedo, and he's surrounded by like
He's 4'7"? Oh,
yeah,
fuck, he's
yeah,
my
he's a short dude, and he's
We fucked him up.
he's like he has his arm around like two 6-foot like women, so like his hands are like right at
Like
that level.
Alrighty. But he's like a burly guy, right?
Yeah.
I remember him being a burly guy when he
he's
came out.
burly before 7, so
Okay.
he's built like a mini fridge.
But he has a family.
Built like a leprechaun bear. Okay, gotcha. A bear-prechaun. Okay, so all right. Well, that's interesting, but doesn't find us. Not much on Big Mike. Still blurry on what his relation to the writer might be. What do you see in the garage, Leo?
Eugene, I think I found the motorcycle.
What makes you think I see the motorcycle? Yeah, that's the motorcycle.
I should go into a little bit more detail on the family picture.
Please.
Yeah. So the family picture you see, there's Big Mike. It's like one of those like you actually go to a studio to take like a family picture kind
Family
of things.
portrait.
Yeah, family
Yeah.
portrait, yeah.
But there's 3 people in the picture, and you can tell it was one of theirs idea. There's a woman who's actually smiling. She has short cropped red hair. She's like dressed for the occasion. You have Big Mike, who's in like a suit that's like kind of uncomfortable for him. He's standing in the front, which looks like he's kneeling, and
Just short jokes keep on coming.
yeah, it looks like he's trying to put on a smile, but it's very awkward. And then you see a girl off to the side. She looks probably like early 20s or something like that, and her arms are crossed, her face is serious, and she has like a red like mohawk that goes down the side of her face, like one of those like half haircuts. And
Like the buzz on the side, right?
yeah, and she's just like, she's not even dressed up, she's in like punk clothes, just like looking at the camera, just disinterested. And it's like, you can kind of, this is an interesting family dynamic.
It's not a phase, Mom.
I see this, and I look for a printer. Is there a printer nearby?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they would have printers.
Sure, thank you.
No, yeah, they would
Yeah,
have
it's an auto
printers.
shop.
Oh,
Yeah, they have printers.
And I just, yeah, sure. I decide to print the photo.
Okay.
You get an immediate error. Cannot connect to printer.
You're not the MC.
You want realism?
USB drive not connected. Please restart. No.
Do I need to roll to print?
No.
I'm gonna go toe to toe with this printer.
Come on.
Roll for toner.
No.
Anyway, so you start printing out. You start printing out the picture. Leo, you walk into the garage, I presume, to see the motorbike in the middle.
Yeah. I'm just kind of checking out the pieces.
Bruh.
Chris, hold the fuck up. Chris, are you fucking asleep?
He was asleep.
You were snoring. You didn't nod off. You went straight to fucking REM sleep.
No, we're still going.
Very comfortable chair.
For a good fucking reason when I'm working, editing, awake.
I swear, hearing you snore went from me, Kevin, and then him last.
I was like, what the fuck are y'all doing? I'm like,
Look at each
everybody
other
looked
like-
at each other like, what's going on? I'm like, what are y'all looking at? And then I'm like,
What the fuck? Wow, man, if this is what the engineer's doing, we got no hope for the audience. Jesus, man. Some intrigue going on here.
Chris,
Okay.
are you good, man?
I'm good.
Fucking A, dude.
All right, sorry for the interruption there. Our engineer just fell asleep.
This is such a soothing
This is
podcast.
a real play podcast where anything can happen, including such exciting highlights such as action pausing.
Alrighty. So
Actually,
let's
snoring.
get back. Let's get
There we
back to
go.
the action.
All right,
it was
so
on me, right?
Yeah. So
So while I'm inside the garage, I'm looking at the red bike. I try to look around to see the types of parts being used on the motorcycle to kind of get a feel of what the engineering is.
okay. Roll and investigate.
Did you?
5.
You didn't use any tags, or all right, it's a 5.
It's a 5.
This is bravo. I want to thank you for perfect timing. By the way, Leo, you're looking over the bike and it's strange. This is like, it's made out of like polished red, painted red metal. It has like the leg attachments that make it seem like your legs are part of the bike. But this thing is just so form fitted that it's hard to actually like tell the engineering of this bike. Like it's super sleek. And as you're looking at this motorcycle, trying to figure out like something, anything, Eugene, as you print off the photo and you hold it in your hand, you look to the side and you see a silhouette in the doorframe. A tall silhouette with a motorcycle helmet.
Oh shit! Wait. Oh shit!
And the figure raises a fist and you hear as it goes to punch at you. What do you do?
It's like in the room where I am, or it's
Yes.
in the shop where he is.
It's in the room where you
Where
are.
I
Is
am.
a gum pistol his face?
Yes.
Oh man!
Roll the face danger, my friend.
Roll for face danger.
Yeah, because you're trying to dodge an impending attack.
Oh.
Well, I'm definitely. What is this?
Because this one kept giving me a 1. So
I'm not using these. I'm using mine. Oh jeez. Okay, I'm gonna just roll to dodge, I guess.
Yeah.
Face danger.
No tags?
Yeah. That doesn't make sense.
It's okay to roll with no tags.
I don't feel that way. Not
Okay.
with cursed dice, but that's all right. No, I'm just gonna roll to face danger. Can I yell his name while I do this?
Sure.
Great. Leo, they're here. It's a 6.
I immediately hear it turn around, and I rush towards the office.
And that was a 6?
Yes.
Yeah, so you scream, Leo, they're here! And then you get punched in the face.
jaw. Right in the jaw.
Do I see it happen as I come into the office?
I think you hear the impacts.
And I'm like, oh damn! Do I
And
also
you-
hear the?
Yeah, and you rush toward the office.
I do like a side slide.
Shit, we're about to fucking fight.
Yeah, so take punch in the jaw 1.
Really? He just gets a 1?
It's not that hard of a punch.
Fucking bullshit.
Where did I write these?
I'm sorry, it wasn't a lightning bolt.
Look, man, if you're not gonna go big, get out of this room.
So, Leo, you rush into the office and you see the Red Rider walking in. She's just punched your associate in the face and now turns towards you as you rush in. What do you do?
From the looks of it, now that this individual is like standing there, or standing, not on a bike, is it clear that it's the Red Rider, like the outfit and everything?
Yeah, from this angle you can see.
Is it clear to see if it's a man or a woman?
Yeah, as you can see, like them standing in there, you can see that their suit is shaped around a female figure.
Got it.
And as you stand there, the figure actually takes off their helmet, and you see a young woman with a red side mohawk.
Fuck.
Do I see this?
Well, you just got punched in the jaw.
I'm on the ground.
You're not on the ground, but you're nursing it. And you turn and see this, and she holds her motorcycle helmet and goes, "I need to get her voice right here. Hang on." So, I just saw my dad outside, knocked unconscious, and I see you all running around his things. Where I come from, that means I gotta kill y'all.
Does she hear us laughing? No,
We're not laughing.
No, we're not laughing. We're not laughing.
We're laughing. They're not laughing.
Good work, by the way, Kevin. Well done.
All right. So I guess.
I try to literally, I guess, create a small little cyclone force to kind of push her out, like launch her out of the room. Like not lethal, but just like force push. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, roll for it.
And that's going to be weather manipulation to gather up the cold air and gale force control.
Go for it.
Actually, no. Plus those two, I'm going to hit her specifically near the top of the lungs. And I'm going to be using advanced medical doctorate to hit that point exactly.
Okay. But since you're trying to be super precise, I am going to invoke your concussive force tag since you haven't healed that yet. So your head is still ringing from the explosion you took to the face.
That's
and the electricity certainly isn't helping. That's going to be a -3.
Okay, so it means nothing then.
So +0.
Okay. We live together. I'm going to fuck you up one day.
Hey, man, I'm just playing the game.
Oh, thank God.
At the 10. Ladies and gentlemen, let's make a congratulations to Bravo!
Bravo got a roll!
There's only 10.
Anyways, yes, I do that. And I go, yo, man, you're going to leave empty. Yeet! Oh, God, that was so bad.
You push force a gust of wind, and the Red Rider just goes flying right outside the front door. And you hear like a boom as she hits the ground outside.
I immediately rush over to Eugene. Are you okay?
A little disoriented, but I think I'll be fine. Leo, look, and I show him the picture.
But that was...
Indeed. I think I'm the kind of guy who'd say indeed.
No, it's perfectly, like, I'm just seeing this comic.
I'm partially weirdly British sometimes, but it's not intentional. But yes, I believe that is Mike's daughter.
And at that point, you guys hear the motorcycle engine in the garage
Oh, no fucking way!
start up.
Quick, hurry!
Shit!
And then I rush him. Go, let's go.
All right, so I rush in behind him into the garage.
What, with Eugene?
Yeah, I'm taking it.
Okay.
Yeah.
The two of you rush into the garage, and you see the motorcycle's headlights are on, and the engine is running,
there
but
a
there's
door
no
open?
rider.
Oh.
Here's what I'm gonna do.
Did you hear what he just said?
I know. Here's what I'm gonna do, and I'm finally gonna make up for this mistake. And what's that thing where I unleash it like completely? Like it's no matter what it will succeed.
Oh, you can either burn a tag, which means you get like an on-mag 7 with a power 3, or you can do stop holding back. But
Stop holding back.
Stop holding back means that you're sacrificing here. That's like Spirit Bomb.
That means I can't use it for a while, or that means it's permanently gone.
It depends on the level of what you're doing. So stop holding back is using your powers in a way you haven't really before, like stretching your limits. So what exactly are you trying to do?
I'm going to destroy that goddamn bike. Like, obliterate it.
Is he giving me any indication that he's about to do this? Are you giving me any indication that you're about to do this?
Yes.
How?
He's kind
I'm gathering up the energy.
What are you doing?
Damn it, I can't think of any smart quirk right now.
Just tell me what the hell you're fucking doing, please.
Whoa!
Pardon? I'm sorry.
That kind of takes me back a bit. Like, oh damn! I thought you were a bit.
I'm very stressed out right now. It's a living bike.
I am crippling the rider.
Crippling the rider, but it's a bike. It's activated by itself.
And the bike starts turning and moving towards you all.
And he's like, "How about now?"
What do you mean? How about now? It's what I just said. Don't destroy it.
And I kind of was like, "You really don't understand the sense of danger. It's slowly coming. Is it slowly coming? Or
now it's peeling towards you all.
Okay, now it's hauling ass towards us. So unless you want to get in the face,
Dr. Castello, you need to think logically here. We don't understand what this thing is. Yes, it's red. Yes, it's looking at us menacingly, but we can learn from it.
And
I know. I feel like as we're saying this, it's gonna hit us in the face.
Eugene, as you're saying that, as you stop your friend, you look up and you see the motorcycle about to hit you all. Roll to face danger.
Fuck.
Oh, fuck. Okay, can I use the tag with this?
Yes.
Super strength to push him out of the way and me back.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
I feel like
I'm still on course with what I'm trying to do here.
I feel like he's gonna get a snake eyes and he's gonna like launch me to the brick and I'm gonna fucking die.
Using just enough strength to get him and me, because it's it's
Well,
me and him, and the bike is coming right here, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I'm just whoa.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I'm gonna use. Super strength and
Oh.
Can I use evading detection? Not really detection, but
no.
no. Okay,
Yeah.
fine. That's fine.
So what I'm gonna do? Well, I'm just gonna like sidestep this bitch. Just be like, "Huh!"
Okay.
No,
So
I'm gonna use Gale Force to also push him aside.
So you're pushing him with super strength, and Leo, you're pushing him
you
with
super
wind.
gale wind.
Well, I don't know you're pushing me with super strength. That's the point.
All right. Well,
I
guess I don't know
I
that-
do love this image though of both of you pushing the other person.
whoa! I think we'll be all right.
Okay, do I make this one roll with a power of 2, or do I have both of you guys roll? Fuck it, both of you guys roll. Go for it.
Okay. You go first. Okay. Fine. That's a 7 plus 1. It's 8.
Okay.
For me. You're good. He's 11.
10 plus 1 is 11.
Okay. As you were powering up all this energy to hit the motorcycle, Eugene distracted you, and before you know it, the motorcycle is about to hit you. So you just pour the wind onto Eugene. Eugene, with your partial success, I'm gonna say, the messy kind, like the getting messy, goes onto you. So Leo pushes you into the air and you slam against like a toolbox, but you manage to get out of the way, while Leo, you get pushed by the super strength just in time. The two of you split apart as the motorcycle tears through where you were and into the office, and you hear like the counter get destroyed, you hear the carpet get torn up, and you hear the engine roar as it turns and actually moves out of the office outside.
Is it possible? Well, okay, does it like immediately go inside and like, just straight out?
Oh, I'm also gonna Eugene, I'm gonna have you take hit by a toolbox 1. So I'm gonna say that's
Toolbox slam 1.
yeah, but you still had punched 1. So those combine into 1 status, bruised 2.
What about me?
Got it.
You're good. Yeah, you managed to get out of the way. Yeah. So now
You're welcome.
So the motorcycle has peeled.
You're welcome.
Has driven between you two and is driven outside. As you guys get up and dust yourself off, you look into the main office and you see it's like torn to shreds as like the motorcycle went through. What do you guys do? You're
Damn it, Eugene! I could have taken it out for once.
They haven't let yet. Enough quarreling. Go! Don't destroy either of them. We need more information.
We have the culprit. We need the girl, not the bike.
If we can reason with them, then we might not need to.
And as we're arguing, like I'm actually leaving, as like I'm turning back and arguing with the guy, but I'm still making like forward progress.
So you guys are rushing out of the
Yes.
mechanic?
And arguing.
All right. You guys are arguing and rushing out of the shop. And as you run out the front door, you see the bike has pulled toward the Red Rider. The Red Rider has stood up and has put on their helmet. And they jump onto the bike. And you see that where their legs are, these like metal sheaths like appear and like go over the legs, creating that illusion of the legs being part of the motorcycle. And the Red Rider turns towards you all, turns on the headlights, and revs the engine. And that's where we're going to end today's session of Rolling in the Mist. Thank you all for listening. I hope you all enjoyed the session. Hopefully next time we have one of our main characters, Detective Strange back.
It ain't so easy, is it?
It's so hard. He came up with the most noir name.
Detective Strange.
Well, hopefully he'll be back next time for a beautiful Deus Ex Machina.
Right here on Rolling in the Mist.
A drunk ex machina, if you would.
Drunk Ex Machina.